Hello, welcome. I've got another FAQ, which is an owner asking, how is my owner's corporation fees being calculated? How do I know that what I'm paying is the right amount? Or how do I know that you haven't overcharged me? That my fees are consistent with the rest of the owners, my co-owners? And I want to give you the answer here today, because I think this is a very good question. Number one, your OC fees may not be the same as your co-owners, because your OC fees will be based on, which I'm going to introduce this term, which is entitlement and liability. So this is extracted from Department of Environmental, Land, Water and Planning report. Every owner's corporation or every strata owner holder, when you first purchase a property, you will be given a stack of contract, not just the owner's corp certificates, but you'll be given a plans of subdivision in the contract of sales, plus this document here. Within the contract of sale, you will receive this report from the Department of Environmental, Land, Water and Planning. And it will specify that owner's corporation entitlement and liabilities. So here. So it will look exactly like this. Your owner's corporation number will be printed here. The address will be here. And this is the one of the properties that I'm looking after. And then here, it will spell out numerically who owns what entitlement, what are their entitlement, and what are their liabilities. Now, it doesn't talk about apartment number. It's only talk about the legal term, which is lot. That's how they identify your parcel of land. Not by apartment number, because that it's human-made, man-made, anything. What they're really concerned about is the lot. So first of all, step one, you have to look at which lot that you belongs to, right? Now, this may not apply to you. You have to get your own copy. This is just one of the property that I'm looking after. But let's say that you are lot 82, or let's give a number, lot 88. Yeah, awesome number. And this is your legal portfolio number. And this is, as stated here, folio reference. This column is about your entitlement, and this column is about your liabilities. Often or not, 80% of the chance that your lot entitlement is the same as lot liability. I wouldn't say 100%, I would say 80% of the time, right? For a standard owner's corporation. There are some weird owner's corporation. I won't call it weird, sorry about that, but I would say some interesting owner's corporation that may have different entitlement and different lot. But 80% of the time, it's almost consistent. So let's say that you belong to lot 88. You have to check your contract of sale or your plans of subdivision. This is the folio reference. Let's say that your entitlement and liability is 350. So that's 350 out of the total of lots or entitlement in the building. So I'm going to use my calculator. I'm going to divide that to see what's the percentage like. So 350 divided by 19490. So total in that huge building, it has up to 19,490 liability, unit of liability. So I'm going to put on my calculator, punch it in, 350 divided by this amount, and works out to be 0.017 times it by 100. So your percentage of ownership. Now, please listen to my previous recording. I talk about how the owner's corporation works and how you are a member. You are a shared holder of the owner's corporation. So looking at my computation, if you're lot 88, that means you only own that you have a 1.79% of the of the ownership of the owner's corporation. Now 350 is not too bad, yeah, compared to 195. Some of them is 220, 190, and this usually just speaks size of your apartment. So going to the question, well, am I paying the same as other owners? The answer is no, because you might be at a different floor, have a different lot liabilities, different angle, different positions. So these numbers are all stipulated by, well, in conjunction with the developer or a quantity or whoever. I'm not a land person, but someone actually determines this amount before they built the building or before they get it strata or they get the owner's corporation plans of subdivision. So someone actually decide on this. Not us. We don't have the power. Now let's look at 350 and see if anyone much bigger than yours. Let's imagine you're lot 88. Quickly browsing through. Nope. Let's say you're the owner of lot 88. You're the highest, which means your apartment are much bigger. Hence, you're going to pay much more in terms of fees, levy fees, contribution. So if you really want to ensure whether you're being calculated correctly, step one, what you should do, take this out, extract this, find out which lot that you belongs to, find out the liability, divide it as according to what I've just mentioned. Yeah, this is the percentage, work out the percentage, and then just applied it in your in the budget. I think that would work. This is how I would work it out. I haven't actually tried it, but you can try that out. Yeah. Now, if you say, look, I still don't understand, Victor. I still don't get it. Right? So this is the next version simplified. So let's say, now, okay, this version is too many lots. There's about 94 lot owners here. 94 different lots. Yeah. Hard to work out how much you should pay. But let's look at a simplified version, which we've got this property here, a building here, which only has 4 apartments or 4 unit townhouses, building A, let's call it. So owner 1 is called James, owner 2 Joseph, Kim, and John. Now in their plans of subdivision or in their Department of Environment, blah, 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 it stated their lot liabilities and entitlement. Just to be specific here, entitlement, both of them reflecting 20, 30, 40, 10, and a total of 100. So what you do, or what they do, is that, all right, I want to work out what's my share, what's my proportion. So they work out this divided by 100 is roughly 20%, 30%, 40%, 10%. Again, this is a very simplified model because as you can see, sometimes the lot liability is not always equates to a beautiful even number. It's huge depending on the size of your property. Now let's say the total expenses and budget is $500. So this includes gardening, common areas, water, a bit of housekeeping, a bit, nothing maintained, nothing major. So in a year it's only $500, nothing more to pay. Now you say, all right, well, how much should I be paying? So James will be paying this divided by this, basic maths, will be paying $100 a year for the expenses. That's their contribution. Joseph will be paying $150, Kim will be paying $200, and John will be paying this much, $50. So to total, it makes up the budget of $500. So this is a simplified version of how to work out your levies, how we worked out your levies. This is the real version. Now your next question is, well, what makes your system correct? What makes your system that there's no error in your system? Well, that would be an interesting question. There's a possibility, yes, there could be an error. But most of the time, we literally input these numbers, right, into the system. Now let me tell you which system that we're using. We're using this, Urbanize. Most of the world-leading software for the property sector, most of the strata management company in Australia, the big ones, yeah, the branded ones, I can't disclose who it is using this software. your and they are looking after thousands and thousands of properties, like billions, or well, I won't say billions, but 100,000 millions of properties unit. So the only possible that it is wrong is that during the data entry, the data entry officer have probably, like, let's say instead of entering 350 in the system, this is the configuration phase, they've entered 500. Let's for example, you should be, there should be 350, but they enter 10 more, 3500. Now that is worth questioning. So, well, could you please check that? Now, if you're nice to the Strata manager, of course they would. They would say, all right, just go back to the system and check whether your lot, let's say your lot 88, will say, well, let's see if the liability and entitlement state 350. If it's so, then you will really have to trust with faith. And I know you hate that word. I'm not going to trust in faith, but that's all I can say. The system, we're not expert in system. We're not expert in IT section part of it. This is all intellectual properties, urbanized, used by, maybe I can say, BCS, ACE, Strata Management Software Services. This is big company, international. You may not be aware of it. You may not heard of it because you're not in the field. But that's fine. You just, to a certain level, I've explained the crux, the framework here of how we come up with how much you should be paying. This is the very simplified version. This is the very detailed version of it. It's your lot and how much your lot, the percentage, when you park against the total lot, and then you base it on the budget. That's how we calculate. The only thing you can do here as a Strata owner is to question, to inquire. Do it in a very nice way, please. Yeah, we do respect. We respect one another. Just say, could you please check on your system to see if, that the lot liability and the lot entitlement for your particular profile in the urbanized software really states 350, and we will be gladly help you to look at it. And it says, yes, we can either confirm, or we say, oopsie, there's additional zero there, let's say 350. No drama, we'll just work out how much you have overpaid and bounce the money back to you. But of course, we will complain with Urbanize first, because they are the one that did the data entry. Because all these are high-level, sophisticated data entry. One number's wrong, it will throw off the whole entire things out of balance. So we don't do the data entry. They actually do the setup phase. We just maintain the data, because this has to have precise, accurate. But who knows? Hey, it's done by human. There's always 5, 10, or 15% of error. So I welcome you to check on this. So I hope this really makes sense. This is as simplified as it can get. But if you just still say, look, I don't accept it, I don't agreed, or you have some kind of suspicious, well, happy to receive a couple of FAQ from you, and we'll just keep doing more videos for the bigger community, because I think your questions are really, really good questions. Cool. Thank you for that. Bye.